Okay, we're going to take a look at how to solve one of these problems that involve decimals. It's not really any different than we've been doing with integers, right? But this time we're just going to have some decimal numbers. So, customers of a phone company can choose between two service plans for long distance calls. The first plan has a $27 monthly fee and charges an additional 13 cents for each minute of calls. The second plan has no monthly fee but charges 18 cents for each minute of calls. For how many minutes of calls will the cost of the two plans be equal? So, one thing to do when you're trying to solve a problem like this is go ahead and start highlighting or underlining things that you might need to know. So, let's take a look at first plan. I'm just going to highlight this in blue. First plan has a $27 monthly fee and charges an additional 13 cents. So, after I've kind of pulled that out, I know in blue I'm going to call this just plan 1. And I'm going to write my equation for plan 1. So plan 1, I know that every month I pay $27 to them, and then the word additional should key you in that you should be adding, right? So then I'm going to add 13 cents for each minute of calls. So I have to you can put 0.13, you can just put 1.13, that doesn't matter. But we do need to define a variable here. I'm going to let m equal minutes. Okay, so for plan 1, it's simply $27 a month plus 13 cents for every minute that you talk. For plan 2, we'll go ahead and change the highlight color to red. Plan 2, no monthly fee, that's cool, and then 18 cents for each minute of calls. So a little bit more expensive for minute charge, but you don't have to pay a monthly fee. So that may make the plan more affordable. So then for plan 2, all I have to do is know that every minute I talk, I owe 18 cents, which is repeated addition of 18 cents. So that is 0.18 times m. Okay, now the key to this whole thing, though, is right here. And for how many minutes of calls will the two plans be equal? Equal being the key word. So there is a certain number, and what you're being asked to find is this. There is a certain number of minutes that you can talk, and both of these plans will cost the same thing. Okay, so what that means you need to do then is set this equation up like this. So what you need to do is have, you can now do it over here on the right side. So 20, whoops, I don't want a highlighter, I want a pen. So I'm going to do 27 plus 0.13 m is equal to 0.18 m. And now we're just simply going to solve our equation, right? So you just have to go ahead and start figuring it out, okay? You know, which one of these two is bigger, 0.13, 0.18, okay? Remember, you know, if I was thinking of this like rounding, right, this 8 would round this up to 2, this 3 would keep it at 1. So 0.13 is smaller. So I'm going to subtract that from both sides. And I'm going to subtract it over here. And then I'm left with 27 on the left side. And on my right side, I have, just go ahead and do the subtraction. 8 minus 3 is 5. 1 minus 1 is 0, and 0 minus 0 is 0, and my m comes with that. So now what I have to do is to figure out how many minutes I can talk and have the plans be equal. Now I just simply divide by that coefficient. So I'm going to divide both sides by 0.05. Okay, and that leaves me with m on that side, and 27 divided by 0.05 is, let's go ahead and just use my calculator here to clear it out. Go ahead and extend that. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to do 27 divided by 0.05. And my answer is over here, 540. So 540 minutes. So that's how you would solve a question like this where you have different plans and a decimal number. Okay. All right. Now you're going to go get to try a practice problem on your own.